Donnie Fandango's Week in Rage now has an official sponsor.
Yeah, it is brought to you by Supplement Superstores. Not just a store, it's an education.
Thank you to Supplement Superstores. Can you believe it, Donnie? You have a sponsor.
That's amazing.
For you just going off about stuff.
Yeah.
Let's hope there's nothing in there about Supplement Superstores. They will drop immediately. All right, Donnie Fandango, he is on here from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. every day here on 105.7 The Point. You've known him for years on the station. Known as being one of the world's nicest guys. But man,
There are issues.
behind closed doors, this guy, there's a battle going on inside. I mean, little things just bother Donnie to such an extreme degree that we really think that either one day he's just going to drop dead because he's going to have a heart attack, or two, he's going to roll a grenade down the hallway and blow us all up.
Hopefully warning us to leave.
In a disgruntled rage. Yeah, we're friends, right?
Oh, yeah, you guys are good. No worries.
All right, cool. All right, man. Well, Donnie Fandango's Week in Rage ready to go. What's bothering you this week there, Don?
Okay, first of all, this phrase that my girl seems to use all the time, and I hear it a lot when someone says something like, boy, it sure is freezing outside, and then they go, yeah, I know, right? Do you know what I'm talking about when people use that phrase? It drives me bonkers. It seems to be more of a chick phrase than a guy phrase, but obviously, I know. I agreed with you when I said it was cold outside, and then you said, yeah, I know, right. Drives me absolutely batty. Why the question at the end? I effing hate that phrase. When women, and this goes into something you guys were talking about earlier today, when women talk about how gassy they are, boy, talk about something I do not want to hear. Over the holiday season, we were at a family get-together, and there were two people, not necessarily in the family, but they were talking about how gassy they were. They were chicks, and I'm like, man, talk about all the things that I do not want to hear you talk about. I will say this, if you are pregnant, you do receive a free pass on the whole gassy thing. You're pregnant, man, you do what you want when you're suffering through that nonsense. All right? People that still give the peace sign. What effing year is this? What year is this?
I told you he was going to bring it up.
Why?
We were taking bets. We saw the note that you left on Riz's desk.
Oh, I knew that was going to be in there.
Dude, so in the 7th grade, my friend Brandon and I decided that we were going to say peace and give the peace sign for about 2 weeks. And then we realized that we looked like tards, so we stopped. That was in the 7th grade,
Oh,
man.
It's not the 60s? Nom is still not going down?
Peace. I'll tell you what, take those 2 fingers and shove them somewhere uncomfortable, all right? Other things that drive me crazy this week. Today, at the gas station, guy buys $3 in gas, but then buys 2 cartons of cigarettes. Ladies and gentlemen, South County, everybody! Also today, guy at the gas station in front of me in line, he's paying for a few things. I don't even remember what he was getting. But while he's paying for these few things at the gas station, he says, oh yeah, I also need a carton of milk and one of those Jack's pizzas over there. Well, dude, why didn't you just get that stuff when you were getting the other stuff before you came to pay? Why? And the lady that's checking him out is looking at me the same as I'm looking at her. And I'm just thinking to myself, you poor lady, because this is the kind of thing that's going to push me over the edge. And why one of these days, I'm going to move into the middle of nowhere. Nowhere.
I know, right?
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
That name popping out now.
Here's something that seriously, and listen, this is one of those things where I think people that go to church are going to think I'm bashing them, but I'm not. It's a legitimate problem that I have when I see commercials for churches on TV. I'm not hating on churches by any stretch of the imagination, so please don't think that. But I do think every time I see these commercials, wow, some poor and underprivileged people could really use that money that you get in tithes and not advertise with it. You know what I'm saying? And give it back into the community. I know you want people to know about where you are, but A, should that be a priority for you? And B, if you're doing the best possible work in the community, doesn't word of mouth get around? And doesn't that ultimately help you do that same sort of advertising? And wouldn't God want that money to go to things other than TV commercials and 4 huge gymnasiums for your church? I would think that sometimes I wonder about the priorities of these mega churches and whether or not they're putting their money in the best possible place. And I guess it sounds like I'm hating on churches, but it's not. It's just that mega church thing that I just really, honest to God, don't understand.
Just something on your mind.
Yeah. Hey, you, drunk guy in the elevator trying to be the show after the Blues game the other night. Listen. When you make boy, this elevator has a 250-pound weight capacity joke when it's crammed full of people after a Blues loss, when nobody laughs the first time, that shouldn't give you license to make another joke and continue to think that you are the funniest SOB on the entire face of the planet. After a Blues game, I'm not in the best particular mood. Do I take it too seriously? Absolutely that I do. Will that ever stop? Absolutely it never will. All right? But your wife is not amused, neither is anyone else in the elevator, so you trying to be the show is not the answer. All right? The only thing that was funny was me and a couple of listeners looking at this guy with this amazing amount of hate, and this guy just not getting it. Drunks, most of the time, very entertaining to me. This time, not in the least so awesome. Last thing I got for you today. It's a short weekend rage, all right? Every time someone comes to get my son at my house, they lay on the freaking horn, all right?
I hate that.
Do you hate me so goddamn much that you cannot come to the door and say, hey, I'm here, it's been ready to go? I never do that when I get him up until now, ladies and gentlemen, because the next time that I got to pick him up, it's going to sound like an effing fire engine outside of that place, man. I am going to sit on the horn. I might actually get up out of my seat and actually sit on the goddamn horn because I think it is so freaking obnoxious. I have neighbors. What happens if my neighbors work overnight? I mean, the ones that have the kitchen table in the front yard, who the hell knows when they work? I'm just saying. All you got to do, or a little tap, a little bump. That's fine, but not, and then if Ben doesn't come right out, drives me crazy.
Or how about you just go up to the door and ring the doorbell?
How about a cell phone call?
I'm here. A cell phone call works the same. I do the exact same thing. You know what? I might even invite you in.
Probably not.
Probably not. But this just gets to the bottom line of this, everybody. Please, if there is anything that I ever say to you, please listen to me now. Do not have children with people you do not want to see every day for the rest of your life. Please listen to me now. Ladies and gentlemen, first week of December, that is my weekend rage. I am out.
Donnie Fandango! That's amazing. How you feel?
Ooh, well, I'm sweating and I hope I put on deodorant.